Hi there, students. Against the odds. Against all odds. Against all the odds. Okay, if something is against all the odds, it means it's very unlikely to happen or to be successful. But in fact, it did happen, or that person was successful. So, against all odds, it started snowing in July. Here in July, normally it's really hot, it's midsummer, and it's incredibly unlikely that it will snow. But against all odds, it did snow. So, against all odds, despite being very likely to fail, despite being very likely to happen. So, against all odds, my horse won the race. My horse won the race at odds of 50 to 1. So here we come to the crux of this phrase, against the odds. The odds are the ratio between the amount of money you bet, your stake, and the amount that you win. So the odds on my horse of winning were 50 to 1 against. If you bet 1 and it wins, you get 50. Okay? So you can have an odds on bet. The odds are on means more than probable. Bet 2, win 1. That's 2 to 1 on. You could have a bet that's evens, bet 1, win 1. Or you could have a bet 2 to 1 against, bet 1, win 2. So if it's against the odds, it means it's very unlikely. The bookies or the turf accountants or the bookmakers are offering very high odds. So, against the odds, although it seemed impossible, if we add all, it just makes it stronger. Against the odds, it's unlikely. Against all odds, it's extremely, extremely unlikely. So, against all odds, a poor black woman became the President of the United States. So the chances are stacked against her. So it's unlikely because she's poor, because she's a woman, and because she's black, even though we live in the age of equality. So, against all odds. Against the odds, he survived the illness. Against the odds, he won the race. Against the odds, he got the job, although there were 300 other candidates. So this is the idea of against all odds. Now, what about formality? I think this idiom I'd probably give something like a 5 in formality. I think this phrase is great for an informal conversation. I think you could use it in something semi-formal. But I think you really would need to use something else in a very formal context. Against all likelihood would sound better in a very formal document, perhaps. So, if something is against all odds, nobody thinks it's going to happen. It's incredibly unlikely. But then it does happen. Against all odds. So, there you go. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Against all odds. Against the odds.